versus Ferrari. Peter Chernin, Jano Topping, and James Mangold, producers.
The Irishman, Martin Scorsese, Robert De Niro, Jane Rosenthal, and Emma Tillinger-Koskoff, producers.
Jojo Rabbit, Carthew Neal, and Taika Waititi, producers.
Joker, Todd Phillips, Bradley Cooper, and Emma Tillinger-Koskoff, producers.
Little Women, Amy Pascal, producer.
Marriage Story, Noah Baumbach and David Heyman, producers.
1917, Sam Mendes, Pippa Harris, Jane Ann Tengren, and Callum McDougall, producers.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, David Heyman, Shannon McIntosh, and Quentin Tarantino, producers.
And Parasite, Kwak Shin-hye and Bong Joon-ho, producers.
The Two Popes should have been nominated for Best Picture.
Congratulations to all the nominees.
And Knives Out.
Thank you everyone for joining us, and watch to see who wins the gold at the 92nd Oscars, Sunday, February 9th. We did it!
I have no idea who's going to win Best Picture.
What's good, YouTube? Oreo Ingram here, and the Oscar nominations for 2020 just came out. The real beef I had with the Oscar nominations today, the only real beef other than Best Director, I think Greta should have been nominated in the Best Director category, so she was definitely a huge snub. The other big beef I had was the Best Picture nominee categories. Now, there was some really good films in 2019 compared to 2018, compared to last year's Best Picture films. This year was kind of a dip-off, in my opinion. There were really good films this year, but they weren't quite as good as last year's Best Picture nominees. And I just think this year, they should have, first of all, if you have 10 slots, I think you should just go ahead and nominate 10 movies. It would bring in more viewers. I mean, the people from the other two movies that you nominate, or other three movies, or other one movie that you nominate, they would want to tune in because they have a rooting interest in that movie. So if you have 10 slots, it just makes sense to nominate 10 movies. Just do it. But two of those movies in the Best Picture category, I don't think should have been nominated. Like, I love Robert De Niro, I love Scorsese, I love Pesci, and of course, I love Al Pacino, obviously. But I don't love The Irishman. I don't think it's Scorsese's best film. I don't necessarily think it's in his top 3 films. The aging part of the film, like the end was pretty awesome, but you really felt like these characters were aging. But the whole film, I don't think it needed to be going on 3 hours. And I just don't think The Irishman was on par with a lot of the other films that were in the Best Picture, that were also nominated for Best Picture. So that, and also this other movie. There was great performances in this movie with this other movie with Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson, but I don't think Marriage Story is on par with also the other movies in the Best Picture category. Though Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver were amazing in the film, I just don't think it's Best Picture level. I just don't think it's Kramer versus Kramer Best Picture level of a film. Great performances, and I don't think Scarlett Johansson has ever been better, and she's great in everything. And I don't think Adam Driver has ever been better, and Adam Driver is amazing in Star Wars, and there's a lot of issues with Star Wars, obviously, but arguably, Kylo Ren, Adam Driver, is the best part of Star Wars. He's brilliant in those films. But I just don't think Marriage Story is... I think it's B grade. I don't think it's A grade. And A grade is Best Picture category. Just like Irishman. I think it's B grade. I just don't think it's A grade. Now, within those two films, The Irishman and Marriage Story, I wish the Academy would have nominated instead. And they could have picked either three. They could have picked three of these four films. I wish all four of these films that I'm about to say could have got nominated, but there's only 10 slots. So they could have chose Us. Us was very informative in talking about what's happening now, not just between African Americans, but between people in America. Like Us was, in my opinion, it was Jordan Peele's. It was better than Get Out. Us was should have been considered at least. Knives Out, definitely. Knives Out was the best murder mystery movie I think I've ever seen. Definitely should have been nominated. Uncut Gems is another one. Uncut Gems definitely should have been considered. And there, Adam Sandler, arguably his best performance. He was incredible in it, and it was an incredible story. But the film I think that actually should have been in the Best Picture categories, and I think actually should have been one of the front runners to win Best Picture, was The Two Popes. Netflix is The Two Popes. That film was amazing, and I don't recall if it got nominated for cinematography, but it should definitely, but should have been nominated for cinematography at least, and definitely should have been nominated for Best Picture because The Two Popes should have got the recognition the Golden Globes gave it. The Academy should have gave it the same recognition, and I know they got nominations in Best Supporting Actor and Best Actor. And that's great, but I also think it should have been nominated for Best Picture. But, so The Two Popes should have been there. But that's my thoughts on the Academy Award nominations. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Please do that. Go ahead and like and subscribe as well. And remember, this channel is, I'm a filmmaker, I'm a screenwriter as well. And I used to work for Disney. You can actually see it. Oh, well, I used to have it on the wall in my Disney. Oh, here it is. I have it. Hold on. There it is. So definitely check out the Oscars February 9th on ABC, who Disney owns ABC. So, and my goal is to put a show on ABC and work for Walt Disney Television as a screenwriter. So, and this channel is to help us do that, help us create films and projects and sitcoms that uplift people, and that's the whole goal of this channel. So please like and subscribe. Check out the Oscars February 9th on ABC, and have a magical day, guys. Be kind to each other. Like the Beatles say, peace and love.